Hey everybody, James from the Mo2 Classics channel here. Thought I'd put together this little video with some cape comparisons for the Hot Toys DX09 Michael Keaton Batman figure. Let me preface this with saying, I think as it stands, just out of the box, the Hot Toys DX09 Batman is probably my favorite figure that I've ever bought. I think he's a fantastic figure. I'm a huge fan of the Michael Keaton Batman films, so much so in fact that I named one of our kids Keaton, in honor of of Michael Keaton's portrayal as Batman. So this figure alone, just how it is out of the box, is a dream come true. If I were to have one gripe, one minor gripe, it would be the cape. The cape is made with these interior wire linings so that it's able to be posed. Like when you have when you insert the rods, it makes it so you can kind of pose out the cape and get some windblown effects and things like that. But if you're like me and you want a Batman that's just kind of standing there some of the times, the wires in the cape make it very difficult to get a just plain draped effect. As you can see what I have right here, I should put this on the turntable, but this works just as well. You really have to work it to get a nice draped effect. This cape is just fresh out of the box, because I'm going to show you what I usually have on here. So I put this one fresh out of the box to give you an early view of what you're going to get with it right out of the box. You really have to work and kind of scrunch and make some real folds and things to get a nice draped effect with this cape. The things that are nice about this cape, though, like I said, are you can pose with it. It is accurate to the movie, with the interior panel being sort of that leathery material, and then, well, just the first panel on each side being like that, and the rest of it being sort of a satiny fabric inside. So that's really nice, but the wire is a huge drawback. So let's look at a couple of solutions to that, starting with this one. Okay, so our first solution to the cape drape is to remove the wire. There was a whole tutorial on this on the Sideshow Freaks forums on how you can get in here and actually cut out the wire inside there by trimming out the excess along the lines and like pulling the wire out. I bought an extra cape just to do this mod so that I'd have one to be able to just display my Batman with. And as you can see, just without even any kind of futzing whatsoever, the cape does lie a lot better without even trying. You just kind of put it on there. You can pinch in some stuff if you want, but automatically you're looking at a better lie to the cape. It's going to drape more naturally. There's no worrying about all the futzing with the wires and things like that. Major drawbacks for this one are you're going to have to cut up an original cape, and you're left with these interior gray panels. When you remove that satiny stuff to get the wires out along the outer edge, you're left with these sort of felt panels inside there. Not a big deal if you're going to have the cape draped around him, because you won't be able to see it. But it is there, and if you move it out, or if you put the poles in there to do his big bat wings out effect, you're going to see those great panels. I've seen some guys have gone in and used like a black acrylic paint, watered down, and actually painted these interior panels to make them black again. But I don't know if I'll ever go about doing that, because the next solution I'm going to show you is the best one of all. The advantages to doing this, though, is that you keep these, or you can keep these first black panels if you wanted to, which is pretty accurate to the film. Let me show you how it kind of moves around here. Move that out of the way. As you can see, it kind of has some weight to it still. Has nice movement to it. Overall, cool fix, but like I said, the next fix that I'm about to show you is the best fix of all. So, let's get to it. Alright, and here we have the last fix, which is the Tony Mei custom DX09 Batman cape. And this is my favorite fix of the bunch. Well, I guess it's not really a bunch, there's only two fixes, but it's my favorite cape option of the three that I have right now in my house. Tony Mei went through a lot of effort and a lot of trouble to match this material. I got a cat hair on there, I'm sorry. To match this material to the look and the coloring of the bat suit. And my camera's maybe making it look a little shade shinier than it is. It is a shiny cape, but maybe not as shiny as this camera's making it look. I don't know. But the blend to the suit is absolutely perfect, and the fit is perfect. It has all the stitched lines that match up where they're supposed to with the scallops of the cowl, and it lies perfectly. I mean, it just drapes around the figure right off the bat as you lay it put it on here. It just really just falls just so incredibly well. It's got the sort of leathery material, leathery look and feel on the outside, almost a rubbery leather on the outside look to it, and then a satiny look on the inside. The only difference here is that it doesn't have that same material on the inside front panel, but to me that's not a huge deal because it's only really obvious when he's doing the big wings out look, and if I wanted to do that, I could do that with the original cape, since I still have one of those. And if you're buying a Batman, you're probably going to have that original cape sitting around too if you decide to get one of these. So to me, that's not that huge of a deal. What else about this cape? Oh, I want to show you how it kind of, the heft of it and the weight of it. So let's get him off of here. Push this off to the side. Okay, not knocking over my lights. And so it has a real nice feel to it. And an incredible draping. I mean, I can't get over how well this just kind of lies on him. It's just incredible work. And I'm sorry if I'm saying incredible too much, but there's really not much else you can say to describe this work. Now, the problem with this cape is nothing of the cape itself, but the problem is that right now, Tony is actually out of this material. I'm pretty sure I got one of his last 2 capes. He is looking at possibly doing another run of this material, but he has to know that there's interest for another run, and that enough people would warrant getting a whole other run of this material made, because he actually has to have this material made. That's how unique it is, and how special it is to this release. If you are interested in one of these capes, I believe they run, at least this run cost, if I'm not mistaken, it was $55. Now you may be saying, $55, that's a lot for just a cape, especially when you spend this on the figure. But here's my thing. If you spent the $280 that this figure costs, then you appreciate a high-quality product. And it doesn't come much more high quality than this custom cape, I don't think, for my money. When he had the material made, he spent a lot of time sizing and figuring out exactly where those lines were going to hit. He's got to make them. It's got each of these lines is individually stitched into there. It's just a lot of work that goes into one of these capes. And for me, the fact that it elevates the look of this figure so much is really incredible in my eyes. So, for me, the $55 was a no-brainer. I had to have one of these capes. If you are okay with that kind of pricing and you are interested in one of these capes, you can send him an email, and his email is dandymei@gmail.com. That's DANDYMEI@gmail.com. And I'll have that along the little info section at the bottom if you want to contact him. No, I am not making any money off of this, and no, he didn't ask me to do this, and no, I almost lost my Batman, whew. And no, I didn't get a free cape or anything like that. I'm just really impressed by this, and if anybody else has this figure and really wants to elevate it to kind of the next level, I think this cape is the way to go. So again, I'll have that in the info section. This is my favorite cape look of the batch. I just think it's incredible work. Oh, there's a couple more things. I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to show you how the 2 different necks fit, to show you what kind of work Tony put into the fit of the neck as opposed to the Hot Toys release. So give me a second here, and I'm going to show you each neck. So this is the Hot Toys neck, with the neck of the cape. As you can see, it's just a buckle, and it's got it straight across, and it kind of fits kind of loosely around there. So sometimes it's a little tough to get these lines to match up perfectly to the scallops of the cowl. Let's take a look at how Tony did it. As you can see, Tony's cape is fit all right to the neck. I mean, it's stitched with the exact proportioning to the neck. So that way, when you put it on there, there's not much futzing around with it. You just get it on there, place the head on there, and these scallops are going to line up pretty easily right off the bat. There's not going to be a lot of moving the cape around to get the lines right with the scallops of the cowl. It's a pretty close fit right off the bat. You might have to tweak it a little bit, but it's a much better system than Hot Toys has with their cape. So there is that. I want to show you one last thing, and that's the drape over the shoulders look. Give me 1 second, and I'll get it up. Okay, and last but not least, we have this draped over the shoulders look. This is really easy to do with the Tony cape. All you have to do is take the front panel and just fold it back. I didn't do an incredible job of lining everything up, but as far as ease of making this look, this one is about 1,000 times easier to pull this off than the Hot Toys cape is. you almost have to like clip stuff in the back to be able to pull this look off with the standard Hot Toys cape. Even with the wire out, it's tough to pull off this look. This is draped over the shoulders thing. And I could do a better job of hiding these little folds and things like that, but literally this took me 2 seconds to flip up and get. Overall, the Tony Mei cape is the way to go if you can get one. So if you want to do another run, shoot him an email and say, hey, I would be interested. I'm hoping that he does get enough material, because I'd like to pick up a second one, just in case the Batman Returns cape, if they ever get around to doing Batman Returns, turns out the same as the first cape with that wire inside. There's a big mistake on Hot Toys' part, I think, not including 2 capes. One with a wire and one without, but there are some solutions. You can either remove that wire, which would constitute buying an extra cape, which can be a little expensive, or getting with Tony and seeing if maybe we can get another run of these happening. So there you go. Hope that helped you guys, and keep buying Hot Toys and loving the '89 Batman. See yous.